Welcome to the latest edition of Moolah Matters with Ina. South Africans have taken to online buying during the pandemic, and many consumers choose to continue with this more convenient way of buying. However, this convenience also comes with its own problems. Today, I will chat to you about how your rights as a consumer are protected when you shop online to ensure that you can make informed decisions when you spend your money and avoid potential problems. When you buy online, your rights as a consumer includes that what you order must be delivered. The product you buy must look materially the same as the picture on the website. Therefore, if you, for example, buy a dress, it must look exactly the same as in the picture. Fortunately, consumers who buy online are protected by the Consumer Protection Act and the Electronic Communications and Transaction Act. Now let's look at the Consumer Protection Act first. This act protects your rights to choose or examine goods and when you can return goods, as well as your right to save goods of good quality and the implied warranty of quality applicable to all goods. Section 20 of the Consumer Protection Act is very important in the case of buying online. It states that you have the right to return goods within 10 working days if you are unable to examine it before you buy it. You can also return goods if the wrong products are sent to you, if you receive goods you did not buy, or if the goods are not fit for purpose. The company must pay for returning the goods and also carry the risk should something happen to it while it is in transit. If the product is still in the packaging, the company must refund the full amount. If you have removed it from the packaging, the company can charge a reasonable fee to repack it, unless you had to remove the packaging to examine it properly. In addition, Section 41 bans companies from using false, misleading, or deceptive representations about material facts regarding the goods you buy. Companies are also not allowed to use exaggeration, insinuation, or ambiguity, and failure to reveal a material fact are also not allowed. The company is also not allowed to indicate that the product has ingredients, performance characteristics, accessories, uses, benefits, qualities, sponsorship, or approval that it does not have or adhere to a particular standard, quality, grade, style, or model, if that is not the case. Products can also not be sold as new or unused if they are not, or if they are reconditioned or reclaimed, have been used for a period to an extent or in a matter that is materially different from the facts, have been supplied in accordance with a previous representation, or are available or can be delivered in a specific time if that is not true. According to Section 18 of the Consumer Protection Act, you have the right to choose or examine goods, and therefore, when you buy goods online based on a description, the goods must correspond in all material aspects and characteristics to what an ordinary, alert consumer would be entitled to expect. Then when it comes to delivery, Section 19 of the Consumer Protection Act protects your right to delivery of goods and stipulates that it is an implied condition of every transaction where you buy goods to receive goods within a reasonable time or the date and time agreed on. If delivery does not happen in time, you have the right to cancel the transaction. In addition, Section 47 states that a company is not allowed to accept your order if it does not plan to deliver it. If the stock has run out, the company must refund you. Then, according to Section 55, you also have the right to receive goods of good quality that are safe to use. Goods must be fit for purpose and of good quality, in good working condition and free of defects, as well as usable and durable for a reasonable period of time. Then Section 56 of the Consumer Protection Act stipulates that all goods have an implied warranty of quality, and you have the right to return goods within 6 months to the company that must pay for the cost to return it and carry the risk if it does not adhere to the conditions of Section 55. The company must repair or exchange the goods or refund you if it cannot be done. Then, if we look at the Electronic Communication and Transactions Act, consumers are protected by the sections in Chapter 7, which covers the transactions it applies to, information that must be provided, the cooling off period, unsolicited goods and delivery. According to Section 42, the Act only applies to electronic transactions, but Article 44 says it does not apply to financial services such as investments, insurance, reinsurance, banking services, or trading in securities. It also does not apply to online auctions or the supply of foodstuffs, beverages, or other goods intended for everyday consumption, where the price for the supply of goods or services depends on fluctuations in the financial markets that cannot be controlled by the supplier. Goods that are made to your specifications or which are clearly personalized can also not be returned, as well as goods that deteriorate or expire rapidly. Unsealed audio or video recordings or computer software, newspapers, periodicals, magazines, and books. Electronic transactions to supply accommodation, transport, catering, or leisure services are also not covered. When you buy online, the Electronic Communications and Transactions Act stipulates that websites must give you the following information. Firstly, the company's full name and legal status, its physical address and telephone number, its website address and email address, membership of any self-regulatory or accreditation bodies and its contact details, any code of conduct the company subscribes to and where you can find it, the company's registration number, the names of its office bearers and its place of registration, the company's physical address, a description of the main characteristics of the goods or services offered, the full price of the goods or services, including transport costs, taxes, and any other fees or costs, how you can pay, any terms of agreement, including any guarantees, how long it will take, how you can get a full record of the transaction, the return, exchange, and refund policy, and how your personal information is protected. You must also get the opportunity to review the transaction and correct any mistakes or cancel the transaction before ordering. If you do not get this opportunity, you have the right to cancel the transaction within 14 days and send the goods back and be refunded, but you have to pay the cost. Companies must also use a payment system that adheres to accepted technological standards. With electronic transactions, you also have a cooling off period. And Section 44 gives you the right to cancel the transaction without any penalty fee within 7 days of receiving it and be refunded within 30 days. But you have to pay for the delivery fee to return the goods. Then according to Section 46, Delivery must happen within 30 days, unless you agree on a different time. If your goods are not delivered within 30 days, you can give the company 7 days notice in writing that you want to cancel the transaction. If delivery can still not be done, the company must let you know and refund you within 30 days.